Welcome back to episode 3 of The Human Experience.
Great to be diving back in.
Today we're looking at something really fascinating. It's a clay tablet.
Right, and it's old. We're talking around 975 BCE.
Yeah.
From the Sumerian Babylonian cultural zone, so ancient Mesopotamia, modern Iraq, basically.
And it gives us this incredible snapshot, doesn't it? Through the eyes of one person, a scribe named Namtaru.
Exactly. Namtaru, scribe of the house of Idnu. And the tablet, it just details a single day for his family down in the Eridu lowlands.
Just one day. Amazing. And our mission really with this deep dive is to sort of unpack this ancient text.
And see what it tells us about, well, the human experience.
Yeah.
You find these threads connecting us across thousands of years. It's quite remarkable.
It really is. Let's start with the family stuff. The kids. There's the youngest son, Tirashur.
Yes, Tira's sure.
Mm.
He apparently woke up convinced the wind stole his blanket.
The wind stole it.
Yeah, and not just stole it, but that the wind was angry at him.
Huh. That sounds exactly like something a little kid would come up with. Attaching feelings to, well, anything.
It does, doesn't it? It's sort of a classic developmental thing, attributing emotions and agency to nature or even objects. You know, kids talking to their toys, that kind of thing.
Or even adults getting mad at their computer.
Well, maybe, yeah. And then there's this little disagreement about it. Tirashur insists the wind is angry, the parents trying to reason with him.
And then the older brother, Amuru, he sounds like a character too.
Oh, definitely. He's supposed to be grinding grain, a chore, obviously.
And he tries to get out of it.
Claims his arms are too sore. And then tries to negotiate for a copper ring if he does it.
A bribe. See? Timeless. Avoiding chores, wanting rewards. That feels very, very familiar.
Absolutely. The specifics, grinding grain versus maybe taking out the trash, they change. But the basic dynamic, that parent-child negotiation, sibling stuff, it's right there.
And the father's response is just perfect.
Sore arms do not bake bread. Just completely practical, no nonsense.
Love it. Okay, so beyond the kids, they had like everyday household problems too, right?
They did. The tablet mentions their oven was smoking badly because the clay chimney was cracked.
A smoky house. Another timeless annoyance. How did they try to fix it?
Well, it used oil, probably as some kind of sealant, maybe mixed with clay or something. But it also mentions using old words.
Old words, like a charm, or just instructions.
It's a bit ambiguous, isn't it? It suggests this mix of, practical know-how passed down, this is how we fix chimneys, but maybe also a layer of tradition, perhaps even a little ritual. Like these words held some power or were part of the proper way to do things.
So practical life and belief kind of woven together.
Very much so. Which you see again with the mother, Shira.
Right, she's dealing with bees.
Yes, gathering honey. And the text says she sings to the bees to calm them.
Singing to bees. That's lovely. It shows a real sense of connection, or at least a belief in one.
It does. A belief that you can sort of influence nature through your actions, your voice, a ritual. The father, Namtaru, seems a bit more pragmatic about it, apparently thinking bees just sting less if you don't bother them too much.
Huh. Okay, two different approaches there.
But both show this awareness of and interaction with the natural world around them, which also comes up at the river, right?
Yeah, they were worried because the river was unusually quiet.
Which meant fewer fish, impacting their food supply and their plan to leave an offering of dates.
An offering to the river? Trying to appease it, maybe? Or just showing respect?
Probably a bit of both. It shows their dependence on the river, clearly, but also this belief in unseen forces, spirits maybe, that need to be acknowledged or kept happy. A very common thing in ancient cultures.
Okay, so family life, household chores, dealing with nature. What about, like, community? Neighbors?
Oh yeah, there's neighbor trouble too. Of course there is.
What
The
happened?
neighbor's donkey got into their garden and ate some roots.
Ah, the classic animal trespassing incident. Always causes friction.
And then the blame game starts. The neighbor blames Namtaru's son. The son blames the gods.
Blames the gods. That's escalating quickly.
Right. And finally, the father, Namtaru, just blames the donkey, which is probably the most sensible conclusion.
It's funny how human that whole sequence is, finding someone or something to point the finger at.
Exactly. Disputes over property, responsibility, these are constants.
So what did they actually eat that day, besides the missing fish and eaten roots?
The meal mentioned is lentils with herbs. Simple, staple food. Their diet was very much tied to what was immediately available.
That direct reliance is stark, isn't it? Compared to us just going to the supermarket.
Completely different world in that respect. And another little detail I found really poignant was about timekeeping.
How so?
They mark the passing days by carving lines on a wall. Very simple.
Like scratching notches.
Exactly. And young Tirashur, the one worried about the wind, he asks his father if the gods count the days too.
Oh, that's a deep question for a little kid. What did the father say?
He replied, "Only if we live well."
Wow, that adds quite a layer, a moral dimension to just marking time.
Doesn't it? It suggests this idea that their lives, their actions have significance beyond just, getting through the day. That maybe the gods are paying attention, but it's tied to their conduct.
So when you pull it all together, this tablet from nearly 3,000 years ago,
It's just brimming with these moments that feel so familiar. Family squabbles, trying to fix things around the house, worries about food, dealing with neighbors.
even the way kids see the world, the way they thought about nature and time, it's all surprisingly resonant.
It really collapses that vast distance of time in a way. It makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. How many parts of your own day, your own worries or little interactions,
Yeah, dealing with a household issue, or explaining something strange to a child, or even just figuring out what's for dinner. How much of that might feel completely familiar to Namtaru and his family all those centuries ago makes you wonder.